Welcome to Movie Story Short, the channel where we bring you thrilling movie summaries in just a few minutes. Today, we'll dive into the chilling world of the Argentine horror film Aterrados, also known as Terrified, a spine-tingling tale filled with suspense, terror, and the unexplained. Let's unravel the mystery behind this horrifying story. The beginning of the horror. The story begins on a quiet street in a suburban neighborhood in Buenos Aires, where strange and unsettling events unfold. Clara, a middle-aged woman, starts hearing disturbing noises coming from her kitchen sink. As she tries to investigate, the source of the noises becomes unclear, and they grow louder and more unnerving. One night, her husband, Juan, returns home and hears her screaming in the bathroom. To his horror, Clara's lifeless body is violently slammed against the walls by an unseen force. Terrified by the inexplicable events, Juan becomes the prime suspect in his wife's death. However, the bizarre circumstances surrounding her demise make it clear that something supernatural is at play. Paranormal investigators step in. Soon after, the story shifts focus to Walter, Juan's neighbor, who is also experiencing strange occurrences in his home. Walter is kept awake by strange sounds coming from his walls, and he notices disturbing signs of movement in his home despite being alone. When he attempts to confront the phenomenon, he is killed in a shocking and brutal manner by a ghostly presence. With two mysterious deaths in the same neighborhood, retired Detective Funes is brought in to investigate. Funes initially dismisses the events as coincidences or exaggerated accounts. However, when Walter's neighbor, Alicia, finds her dead son sitting at the dinner table days after his burial, it becomes clear that the neighborhood is plagued by something far beyond the natural. The paranormal team. Funes enlists the help of three paranormal investigators, Jano, Albrecht, and Dr. Rosenstock, all experts in supernatural phenomena. The team sets out to uncover the truth behind the terrifying events. Each investigator brings their unique approach and tools to the investigation, but they all agree on one thing. The source of the disturbances is malevolent and incredibly dangerous. As they explore the affected homes, they document inexplicable phenomena. In Walter's house, Jano witnesses objects moving on their own and strange shadows that seem to follow him. Albrecht discovers eerie, incomprehensible writings on the walls of Clara's home, while Rosenstock records electromagnetic disturbances that defy scientific explanation. Unraveling the supernatural mystery. The deeper the team delves into the investigation, the more sinister the events become. They theorize that the neighborhood has become a hotspot for paranormal activity, possibly due to an ancient curse or a portal to another dimension. Each investigator begins to experience personal encounters with the malevolent entities, escalating the tension and fear. Detective Funes, who was initially skeptical, becomes increasingly frightened as he witnesses the phenomena firsthand. At one point, he experiences a harrowing encounter with a ghostly figure in Walter's house, leaving him shaken to the core. The escalation. The investigators set up cameras and monitoring equipment to capture evidence of the paranormal activity. One night, things take a horrifying turn. Jano is attacked by a shadowy figure and disappears, leaving behind only traces of blood. Albrecht is trapped in Clara's house and becomes the target of a relentless ghostly entity. Meanwhile, Rosenstock is overwhelmed by the presence of multiple spirits, forcing him to flee. Detective Funes, unable to cope with the overwhelming fear and danger, decides to abandon the investigation. However, as he attempts to leave the neighborhood, he realizes the entities have no intention of letting anyone escape. He is pursued by ghostly apparitions and narrowly avoids death multiple times. The climax. In a desperate bid for survival, Funes returns to one of the haunted houses to retrieve evidence that might explain the phenomena. There, he discovers Albrecht's notes, which reveal that the entities are not ghosts in the traditional sense, but malevolent beings from another plane of existence. These entities thrive on fear and chaos, and their presence cannot be banished or controlled. As Funes tries to leave with the evidence, he is confronted by the entities one final time. The film ends ambiguously, leaving the audience with an overwhelming sense of dread and unanswered questions. Did Funes survive, or was he claimed by the entities like the others? And here we end the movie. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more thrilling movie summaries on Movie Story Short.